Good afternoon. It's Sunday, and every once in a while I try and do a little Sunday post about things that are cooking for me. So I've called this one The Left Hand of Intimacy. It's one of the chapters in the book that I'm writing, and if you're interested in getting the free previews of the chapters and joining the 1,000 early readers, just direct message me your email and I'll put you on the list. So this chapter hasn't been published yet, The Left Hand of Intimacy, and here's what the draft looks like. Polarities. Energy moves between poles. What is the left hand of intimacy? What is the polarity of intimacy? Is it risk? We've been talking a lot about aftercare, my colleague Sarah and I, especially in the wake of our most recent Sacred Intimacy retreat. As I continue to work with the men from this retreat, at least those who seem most committed to this unraveling that is intimacy, the question I wonder about, and that I wonder aloud to them, is how do you understand intimacy now? All these weeks after, is there a vibration or a breaking open that persists? We did things during the retreat. It was really intense. It was a Sacred Intimacy intensive. And my experience with retreats and with workshops is that in the moment things happen, but afterwards there's a closing again. Unless there's some kind of practice, unless there's some kind of follow through. And that's my commitment to the people I work with, is to follow through. If you're part of a workshop with me, if you're part of a retreat with me, I am interested in how things are going for you and how I can support you to keep opening. Because any retreat or workshop experience is just it's a taste, it's a glimpse, and what really happens is how you live this stuff in your life, and how do you make that part of your life. I'm also working with the women after the retreat, and the tremors there, the vibrations, the opening is more evident, and that's what I expected. And what's breaking through is also not so unexpected. You want to be more deeply and more profoundly seen and heard and held and known. So in our last conversation about intimacy and aftercare, Sarah and I came to an appreciation not only of the importance of what happens afterwards, but of what happens before. So before care, the preparation for the risk-taking that intimacy involves, and also of what I will call now the during care, to not only feel and enjoy the profound opening of each other and ourselves, but also the visceral, rather than just the mental or mind awareness, the body awareness of risk. There's a popular saying that if you love someone, let them go. Now, I've long had problems with the whole idea of letting go, because it's just words. Now, how does this actually happen in our bodies? This letting go thing. Sometimes this advice to let go is offered as part of a prayerful approach to life. Let go and let God. Meditate to let go. And so the body is engaged, at least in the act of how you're holding your hands. The prayer thing we do is actually a mudra. We're putting our energies to work in that. Or if we're repeating words, we're actually engaged in a mantra. We're making sounds that our body feels as vibrations. But a lot of times this advice is just offered as words, as if somehow this thing of letting go, we can do this. Oh, I love you, so I'm going to let you go, and somehow my brain will figure this out. And I'm not so sure of that. I think that this mental trickery, because that's what it is trying to play a trick with our mind on our body. It's one of those cases of where when it works, it's basically a case of throwing everything out. The baby with the bathwater, as it were. So I want to rephrase or reimagine this mantra of letting go. So imagine that the one I love is actually free as they are, and fine as they are, and beautiful as they are, and that what needs dissolving is not my ties to them or my love for them or whatever attachments I may have, but my resistance to loving them as they are. It's not about letting them go, it's about letting go or dissolving or feeling my resistance to them being something else, or my resistance to them being who they are, and my unwillingness to see them, to hold them, to feel them as they are. My resistance to loving them as they are. I can only experience the gift that they are to me when they feel themselves seen, when they feel themselves heard, experienced, when they feel themselves loved exactly as they are. That's when I can start to feel the gift that they are. Stephen Jenkinson, in the recent Forgotten Pillars conversations with Kimberly Ann Johnson, makes a comment about gratitude. Now, that's another popular thing, the attitude of gratitude, be grateful. Now, Jenkinson makes the point that we are to become grateful not only for what benefits us, because that's the easy part, but to become grateful for that which doesn't benefit us. Now, I ask myself, do I have that capacity? Am I able to be grateful for what doesn't benefit me? I believe I have that capacity, but do I exercise that capacity? Rarely. Maybe never. The woman I love allows me to love her and to practice this test of myself, no expectations. That's the test that I make for myself. That's the offer I make her. I love you without expectation. I offer what I have to offer without expectations. And more I am profoundly grateful for this test. And with everything she receives from me, graciously from me, I am taken deeper into an experience of loving, of what loving and letting go might be. It's not a mind trick anymore. It's a body-heart discipline that I practice. So one of my teachers, David Data, talks about the 3 stages of love. The first is where we're just basically trying to get as much as we can of anything, whether it's love, money, food, sex. We're just in this acquiring place. The second, and these are broad brushes, he acknowledges, the second stage is the transactional one where I begin to understand that if I want more of this, then I also need to give something in exchange. And the third stage is where I'm just ready to serve love. I believe, and this is the self-test for sure, I believe that I am in that, or moving into that, or more in that third stage. There are moments when serving love is the experience and the reward, so that I am grateful for the things that only seem to have no benefit. I begin to know that surrender and sacrifice break me open to reveal things, benefits as it were, that are unimaginable to this side of my life, the side when before I've made that surrender, that sacrifice. I can't imagine what those things are. Words begin to fail me here. I believe they fail all of us here in this place. It's at the I can't even read my own writing here. But because I'm fond of words, I fumble along with words. And everyone in a while, and just every once in a while, I just allow myself to feel, to be in this body, to dance, to lead where I'm going by following the follow into her darkness, her mystery, what feels to me like darkness. The left hand of my words, my thoughts, these are her experiences, her gift to me to love. And I don't know how to put words to them. But this morning I wrote to her. I've been reading Ursula K. Le Guin's Left Hand of Darkness. There is much here. I've been told this for decades now. There's a lot in this novel. And like so often, sometimes it takes me a while to pay attention. Or sometimes the time is right when other times it's not. In any case, I got to the end of the novel last night, or towards the end, there were words about the risk of intimacy. And these have been bubbling in my thoughts all morning. And as with so much that takes me into mystery, I think of you, the woman I love. You have made a gift to me, and I'm still feeling into what this is, as it takes many forms, most of which I have been blind to, or deaf to, or unfeeling to, because I am so focused on some kind of a goal or a reward that I've missed all kinds of things. So one of the gifts, or one of the forms of this gift, is that you receive what I offer, and that you trust and perhaps also test this thing that I call no expectations. Now, it's my experience and my observation that we have today in this disenchanted modernity and this transactional capitalist culture, a limited appreciation of the gift of giving and of receiving. I said to her, again, sorry for my superficial appreciation of your gift to me in our early years, and again, please forgive me. One of the ways I understand your gift to me is that I believe you saw me, the man that I am, and then unfortunately you had to endure the experience of me not being that man. You had to leave, and I had to break to understand this. I had to feel regret. It was only with heartbreak and with regret, that I began to appreciate what you were giving me. Well, a few years later, and a couple of years ago, you said to me, "You're not like that now." And more recently, as we traveled in Mexico, during a conversation, you looked at me and you said to me, "I test you. Do you know that?" "Yes," I said, I know that. And I am grateful that you see and perhaps feel me differently than I was. Perhaps a little more of the man. Perhaps now I am being a little more of the man that you intuitively knew me to be. And I am grateful that you test me. I want to be experienced as trustworthy. I want to see you relax, to fully become and fully unfold into the woman you are. Now, some of you know that I am a devotee, a teacher and a dancer of tango, and for several reasons. But one is that it is an improvisation that goes deepest when I, as the lead, create and hold a firm and flexible structure within which the follow, most typically a woman that I'm dancing with, feels free to move, to fly. Now, there's a saying in tango that we lead by following the follow. And in the moments between us, between my love and I, when I'm able to provide structure and direction by feeling into how and where she wants to flow, where she needs to flow, in these moments I always experience a breaking open to more love, to more beauty, to more of the gift that she is in my life. Now, these are words that help me understand what I'm experiencing. They don't encompass all of it. There's more. And I'm not so concerned that anyone, reading the chapter that I'm writing, or that you listening to this, accept these words or that they make sense to you in any kind of literal way. But I do hope that some of what I'm expressing is sensible to you in your body as you experience intimacy with another, and that there is a risk there, and that the left hand of our intimacy is this risk, and that's the gift. Not just the reward, but the risk. And that we experience ourselves breaking open. That's what it costs us. And that's a beautiful thing. Thank you for listening. And if you're interested in what this chapter looks like when it's published, and if you're interested in previews of the book, becoming part of the 1,000 early readers, DM me your email or send me an email at rev.hans@sacredbodies.ca. Thank you.